discretion, we can wait a couple minutes to see if we hit quorum. If not, then if we don't meet quorum, I'd say by maybe 6:05, then we can just go ahead and go through these items.
Okay.
So you're aware of them, but
All
there'll
right.
be no vote on anything.
My name is Tony Urackley. I'm the vice chair, acting as chairman tonight for the Planning Commission's meeting on April 25th, and we are waiting for a quorum. We're going to give it maybe 2 or 3 more minutes, and if not, we'll proceed at that time.
You're all aware, I was mentioning to Tony a minute ago, TR is hosting the South Carolina chapter of the American Planning Association's spring conference Thursday and Friday. The main conference itself is on Friday, and you all are welcome to join. Wanted to extend that invitation to the Planning Commission members. If you do come, it will count towards your CEUs, your credit requirements. So I wanted to let y'all be aware of that. Just let me know, either myself or Amanda know tomorrow if you'd be interested in coming, then we can get you on the rolls, and the cost will be absorbed by the city, obviously, as part of your training.
What time is that, Mike?
It'll be all day, and there's different sessions. The sessions start at 9, so basically they're 1-hour sessions. I think there's 6 or 7 over the course of the day, so you can kind of, they'll all be in this room, and you can come in and sit, for the whole day and get 6 hours, or you can come in and sit for 3 hours, or whatever you were interested in doing. We can make sure that happens. And being Planning Commission members, the city would cover that cost.
Okay, we're going to start the meeting this evening. We now have a quorum. Welcome to the April 25th, 2023 Planning Commission meeting for the City of Travelers Rest. I would like to call this meeting to order. I will now call the roll, and members of the commission starting on my far right, which I am at my far right. Please state your name. This is Tony Urackley.
Evan Cantrell.
Michelle Garrison.
Diane Maxwell.
We will begin the review and approval of minutes from our last scheduled meeting on March 28th, 2023. Do I hear a motion to approve these minutes as presented?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner, to have the minutes approved. And hearing no more discussion, do we have any discussions on these minutes? Hearing no more discussion, I would like to call for the vote. All in favor, please indicate by raising your right hand and saying aye.
Aye.
This motion is carried by a vote of all yeas and no dissentings. All right. Tonight we have one item on the agenda that needs to be discussed, and this is the 5-year comprehensive plan review survey. The comprehensive plan for the City of Travelers Rest was last completed in 2018. As per state law, the Planning Commission is tasked with review this document at least every 5 years and updating it at least every 10 years. Staff will provide us with details on the draft survey you have before you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. As you mentioned, what you have before you is just our draft version of the survey that will go out to the public. And we'll obviously have a fully fleshed out rollout of this survey, as well as some other things for the comp plan. But I wanted to get the draft questions in front of you guys before that, just so you know what will be on the survey. So these questions, the majority of these that you have in your packet, there's 17 total. Majority of these are already in the 2018 comp plan. So the idea being that we would ask very similar questions to what we did in 2018, and then have a baseline from the 2018 results versus what we find today to see what areas the city's improving on and what areas we aren't. And then we can adjust accordingly. But I wanted to give you just a quick idea of what, it'll all be online, the survey, and this will be, rolled out through the website, but I wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like at least. So you will be able to jump in, and it's all done through Google Forms. So I don't know if you guys can see that on the screen. But you would enter your email address, and then there would be questions asking whether you live in the city limits, own land, operate a business, age range, so on and so forth, and then kind of go into the questions themselves that were on the 2018 plan. So just questions about overall quality of life in Travelers Rest, quality of residential development, quality of commercial development, roads, so on and so forth. So as I mentioned, a lot of these questions were asked back in 2018. So I think it's a good idea to re-ask those questions to see where we're doing things right, where we're doing things wrong, and how we can enhance the things we're doing right and how we can correct the things we're doing wrong. And then the last few questions are sort of more broadly asked questions as far as subject areas that we should be focusing on. So that's going more towards, as I mentioned, things that we should be focusing on. So it's the same question asked 3 times, and then it's the most important, second most important, and third most important. And then just the last question will be the ability to answer just any train of thought questions or things that are on folks' minds. So that's the actual survey itself. The cool thing about it is when you go in, I'll get all of these results, and I'd be able to basically look at how everybody responded, and only one person, I sent this out to Beth, so she responded to it. So, but you can kind of see the idea, and obviously with more than one, you'll have different colors on the map. But you'll be able to kind of get an idea of, sort of what people's answers are, generally are, based on 1 to 5, 1 being the least satisfied, 5 being the most satisfied. So we'll have a really good idea of responses. We can kind of break down. This gives you, and it's all free through Google, which is great. It gives you a really good opportunity to break down the data and to look at things through that lens. And looking at these results versus 2018 again will be a good way to parse through kind of some of the things that we've done well over the years and some of the things that we need a little bit of work on. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. I just wanted to bring this to y'all's attention. This survey should be going out within the next month or so. I had planned on getting to you guys this month the first chapter, the first element to review. But the census data that I've found to this point, the 2020 census data isn't fully upgraded yet, or updated yet, I should say. So the census had a lot of issues on the front end when they were rolling that out back in 2020, and now we're starting to see some of those cracks in the armor on the back end, trying to get some of the data out of it. So what I think I'm going to have to do, if the data isn't fully available to us in the next month or two, I'm going to kind of go at it a different way. There's data that's called the American Community Survey, which is similar to the census, but it's done every year. It's a little bit less reliable of data. It's not quite as widespread as the census data is, but it's more available. It's available. I can get 2021 data as of now. So. But that's I think getting it into the weeds a little bit too much right now. But I just wanted to make you aware that we are working on some of the back end stuff for the review for the remaining chapters. Yes, sir.
How does this go out? I mean, to what demographic in the city of Travelers Rest, or?
Yeah, so this will go out. We're still working through some of the logistics of how we can get this out best, but we're gonna certainly get it on the website. And then we'll probably have a social media push involved with it as well. So it'll get out on Facebook, and it'll get out on...
Just a link to it.
Yeah, and so the link will take you right to...
Right, the survey.
This survey. So it'll look pretty much like this. It won't give you the opportunity, some of these back-end things that you see here won't be there, but you'll have the ability, you'll get right into it, and it'll be one survey per email. So hopefully people won't spam it and put 55 different responses to the same thing.
Will it be shareable? Like I
It
can-
will be, yeah. So as long as you have a separate email address, you'll be able to take you can send it to
Right.
other people, and they can take it on their own as well. So there'll be a link, and it'll probably be on the website. Will definitely be on the website. It'll be on Facebook and all that stuff, and we'll have more of a big. It's going to be integrated with more of a big push for the beginning of the review. This is more kind of the back end stuff that I'm telling you guys right now, just to kind of give you an idea of what's coming. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. But there definitely will be. This will be part of a bigger push.
Is there a way for those who don't have access to the internet to take it?
If they came into the city, is there
In
a
a
paper
paper,
copy?
you know, yeah, if they,
Yeah,
if they
we'll figure
requested.
something out, because I do have the ability to enter results in here as well. So I
Right.
think that would be
Right,
a
so,
concern.
you know, where you could, there's a, you know, a hard copy available at the court, you know, the city, you know,
Yes.
city hall.
Yeah, well, and
that
we'll
time
certainly have to
frame.
do
Yeah.
something like that. Yes.
So is this anonymous? Would they add their name or just their email?
They'll have their email in there. That the email will be anonymous as far as if it won't be linked to their answers, but I'll have the database of responders via email or their email addresses. Yes.
So just a couple of things struck me. In reading these type of surveys, sometimes I might not understand what that meaning of whatever is. And I'm thinking specifically about commercial development and what a resident or owner might consider that. We all understand what that might be, but just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
I know what you're
But
saying.
maybe
Yeah.
defined
They're
terms
they're
that
pretty
could
general
be-
questions right now.
They're pretty general.
Yeah.
Let's see, make sure multiples. Is there a place where we could ask what their least favorite thing about the city is? Not that we want to know that, but we do want to know that.
Yeah, and that's sort of the catch-all last question. Any other comments or concerns?
Right.
And we can flesh out that a little bit more to be a little bit more specific. It's meant, at this point, it was meant to be as broad as possible, you know, positive or negative, you know, any thoughts or comments you have.
Just put in parentheses, good or bad beside it.
Yeah, no, something like that I think could work, definitely.
And I guess if people aren't putting in their name, they'll be more likely to
Right.
be
Yeah.
truthful
It'll
about.
be anonymous, correct, yeah.
Is there a maximum character that can go into that box, that field, that?
For this field, I think because I made it a long, I have to go back and double check, but because I made it a long answer text, I think it's unlimited.
Okay, I always run out of space.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Other methods and how distributed, that's all I had. Looks good.
Any more questions? Commissioners? Good. Well, the staff will finalize the survey and provide additional information when the survey is made public. Does staff have any more business to discuss?
Yes, we had discussed last week, I think it's in or last month, excuse me, it's in your packet.
Yes.
Staff is requesting that the Planning Commission consider moving Planning Commission meetings from 6 p.m. on the fourth Tuesday of every month to 6 p.m. on the fourth Thursday of every month. And we had discussed it briefly last month, but I asked that you guys consider that, and then we could talk about it a little bit further and then potentially make that change this month. So it's back before you. I put a calendar, basically a proposed, the existing schedule and the proposed schedule if we do move to the Thursdays on the, in that packet, and I'll bring that up here as well. And that is what I'm asking before you today, so.
And once this is approved, it'll be set that way for here and evermore.
Yeah, until changed again, it would continue to be as the
Year
fourth
after year.
Thursday of every month, here and after. Yes, sir.
And so Thursday, June 27th, actually, I think it's the 29th, and then July 27th. Not that it,
Thank you.
We
Yep,
couldn't
you're
figure
right. I
that out.
copied and pasted the columns, and I must have skipped right through that. So thank you. Yes, I'll make that change, but that is correct. It would be the 29th.
But it's the last Thursday of every
27th,
month.
But either way, it'd be the Thursday, the fourth Thursday of the month.
and so for November, we're going to the next week. Since the fourth Thursday is,
Correct, it would be the fifth Thursday at that point, then the 30th would be the fifth Thursday of that particular month,
Gotcha.
yeah. And then in subsequent Novembers, we would adjust
same
accordingly.
thing, yeah. And that doesn't affect council meeting at all, or do they? Okay,
No, ma'am, they meet the third Thursday,
right.
so.
Any more questions from the commission? Wow, y'all are very easy to get along with tonight. Oh, well, do I have a motion to approve the schedule change?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right. I have a motion. All in favor of approving this motion, please indicate by raising your right hand and saying aye.
Aye.
This motion is carried by a vote of ayes with all commissioners agreeing. Any other business we need to discuss tonight, Commissioner? Sorry, Brian.
Car issues.
All right. Hearing no more discussion, I would like to call for a vote to adjourn. All in favor, please indicate by raising your right hand and saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please indicate by saying no. The motion to adjourn is carried by a vote of ayes. Tonight's session is now adjourned.